My name is Hebbat Manhy and I'm the Group Executive of Technology and Commercialisation at Cicada Innovations. I actually started out studying mechatronics engineering and I was really interested in robots back then. However, in Australia, we didn't have very much a robotics industry. So where I ended up starting my career was in manufacturing. And then I've just had this opportunity to change my career several times. And I think it's just people have tapped me on the shoulder at different times to try different things. And I've always thought about where it could lead. And so I've worked in marketing, global marketing, taking products to market. I've worked in sales, leading a sales team. I've worked on doing due diligence on emerging technology and companies for acquisition and adoption. And then most recently at my time at Cicada Innovations, I worked on technology and commercialization and supporting startups through their commercialization journey. The main thing is to have belief that what you're going to do is going to be meaningful and you're surrounded by people that are going to uplift you and take you on another journey where you can have value. And so I think I've trusted my instinct a lot of the time and followed really good, bright, smart people along the way. There are two filters that I've always adopted in life. Is my work meaningful? And am I doing something that adds meaning to something or someone? And how can I be in an environment where I'm contributing to uplifting other people and they're uplifting me? We're smart people and there's nothing technically that we can't do or figure out. It's really about who you surround yourself with and what's the purpose that you're driven by that drives the work. Once upon a time, I worked on life support ventilators and building the manufacturing line for a life support ventilator. And that's interesting because it's a very delicate piece of technology. It has to be very accurate. It has to go through deep testing so that it can actually be put on a patient. It's a life-saving device. You have a chance not just to be very technical and very precise, but you have the chance to be creative because at the end of the day, you're bringing together purpose and business. And how do you build life support ventilators that generally could be very high cost in an innovative, cost-effective way for a business? Innovation can happen anywhere in the technology space, particularly in the commercialization space. So I would encourage people to think about innovation right across the end-to-end life cycle of a product and the supply chain and the value chain. You'll be surprised where innovation plays a role. So I think leadership is one of those words where people feel like you need to be loud and at the front, highly charismatic and things like that. I think that's the image that we have of leaders. And I just don't believe that that's necessary every single time. I myself am a quiet leader. And I think what's important is to be able to balance vision and execution. I think that's really important. People need something to believe in. If you're going to lead a team, they need to see the vision and buy into the vision, but they need to see the execution and the results of it so that the vision actually comes to life. And I think then the other thing that's really important always comes down to people. So how do you create space for each person in your team to be the best version of themselves and bring their best to the team? And then as a leader, bringing all of that together and in a unity so that you build a kind of superpower team. And I think it's really important to have laughs along the way. I think it's always important to have a little bit of humor. If you can't laugh, you cry.